24 points, 12 rebounds for Al Horford. And Nick, I know you want to talk about Al because you said some stuff last Garden Report we did here last week saying that, he's going to be a really big part of the playoff
Nick was
push.
gushing over Al. That's right.
Gush over him again because it turns out that you were right.
But any opportunity to bust on Jimmy Toscano when he's not here,
okay,
I have to take advantage of that. He sat in his very same seat and said, "Oh, I'm not impressed with what I got out of Al." I said, "Playoff Al is a different
Great
Al."
impression of him.
No, I look nothing like him.
No, the voice was key. Yeah.
But playoff Al is different. And at halftime I said, "Look, he's got 12 and 8. He's going to end up 18 and 10, which is what I said the other night. That's
solid double-double.
Yeah, and he's 24 and 10. Got to the line easily. But what was most important, guys, in my opinion, the ball flowed through him quite a bit.
Right.
And when the ball flows through Al Horford, good things happen. Right. He knows how to pass. He knows how to move the ball around, and it showed. Can he continue it for Game 2? I think that 18 and 10 stat line is a good one for him.
Yeah, well, that part of his game was not really a surprise, right, guys? I mean, we know that the offense flows through him. We know that he can create space. He's a threat outside, so, of course, that requires, the opposing big men to go out there and guard him. So we saw a little bit of that as well. But I think what kind of took me by a surprise a little bit was his defense on Giannis in particular. I mean, his defense as a whole, I'm not surprised about that. But what he did against Giannis was really good. I mean, he came up with some big stops down the stretch, and I think that that's going to be a huge part of what the Celtics are going to need to do, obviously, defending the best player in the series.
In the press conference afterwards, Giannis said, I'm not worried about Al covering me. I better worry about covering Al.
Yes,
and
right.
that was impactful.
It speaks volumes of what he did in this game. And Al was asked after the game, you were going to the basket a lot more than you normally do. What was the reason for that aggression? He just said he's always trying to be aggressive. It just happened to be tonight that it was more.
Aggressive, average Al, aggressive Al.
There's so many different Als.
A lot of different Als. Tonight was playoff Al.
And
let's not discount the fact that he will end up top 5 in Defensive Player of the Year ratings this year. He's going to be in the top 5 there for Defensive Player of the Year. Al played great defense all season long, and Giannis fouled out tonight. Product also of Al Horford driving the lane, getting to the basket a little more, and being more aggressive.
So can we expect this for Game 2, though? I mean,
18 and 10 is my line for Al for the series.
18 and 10.
Okay. All right.
That's pretty accurate. 18 and 10, Celtics win in 6.
I always say with Al, it goes beyond the box score, or it goes beyond the stat line. So I think, obviously, when you come up with big stops down the stretch, they don't put those in the box scores. They only put what you said, the points and the rebounds. Another double-double out of Al, averaging somewhat around that, what you just said. Yeah.
18 and 10.
I think that's accurate.
Yeah. 18
and 10. I'll go 16 and 10. How about that?
What's the 2 points going to do?
16 and 10.
I mean, those two off, you feel is that going to help you sleep at night?
This is a 7-game series, Nick. 7 games. Remember that. This is going the max.
I'll say this. They needed the 24 points because Rozier definitely struggled throughout, the first 3 quarters in this game, and that's one of your top scorers, or should be one of your top scorers in this series. So if Rozier gets back to where he was going to be, which is between 15 and 20, Al doesn't have to score the 24, but he can still get the 10 rebounds and maybe score about 15.
Well, and you bring up a really good point, and not to belabor this, I know we got to wrap, but how impressive was Terry Rozier? 9 points going into the fourth quarter, and then we were sitting in the press room. We didn't think it was going to go to OT, and Rozier,
took off.
Jacob said Rozier is going to hit this shot to tie the game, and sure enough, he did. Terry Rozier's stock is going up. To Boston media tomorrow, I hope I'm not going to hear keep Terry Rozier, get rid or let Kyrie walk, because that all just sounds very stupid in my head.
No, not yet. He's got to do a little bit more to earn that conversation yet, but it's going to be one heck of a series, and I expect Terry Rozier to be one of those guys that continues to hit big shots down the stretch. So that is not going to be the only time we see that this series.
People are forgetting how young he is.
He's
a young man.
He is. We'll see if he can continue his clutchness down the stretch in games 2, and we'll see how they do on Tuesday. Rather, we'll see if Al Horford can continue on his hot stretch as well. 24 points, 12 rebounds in Game 1. Game 2 on Tuesday here at TD Garden.